Hello, and welcome to YouTube. We're gonna try something a little bit different for the reviews. We're gonna play another different game. Hopefully, the matches won't. If the matches take, this is basically so I can talk to you guys and not have to change matches or cut the video unless I absolutely have to. But anyway, tell me if you like this, and if the audio is too loud, leave it in the comments below. But anyway, yeah, today we're gonna talk about. I decided to watch Lanterns. I wasn't gonna watch the show, but I changed my mind. So without further ado, let's begin with the review. Obviously, the reviews things I'm gonna talk about scenes in the episode. Okay, so we see a news interview in the beginning of the episode about Green Lantern Hal Jordan. It is established that through the news in the 90s that was the first appearance of Green Lantern. We see a young John Stewart watching the news about Hal Jordan. The father comes in and, I don't know, gets mad. He doesn't really show any type of emotions whatsoever, mind you. Okay. Sorry if this is disjointed and out of the way, but hey, it is what it is. The father calls not John Stewart. This is John Stewart's house, by the way. Basically tells John Stewart, not Hal Jordan, that we see Hal Jordan watching the news, not we see John Stewart watching the news, not Hal Jordan. Sorry about that. I'll get better at these. His father comes in mad. Actually, I don't know what emotion his father is trying to convey, but anyway, he takes John outside, places the apple on his head, pretty much while aiming a gun at his son, saying, "Are you afraid?" Because in the episode, Hal Jordan pretty much says that same line. It's pretty crazy because that is abuse. That is not, I know old man talking, that's abuse. That's not a stern or good father figure. It's kind of a piece of shit. And how often does he do that to his son? Which is wild, but I digress. We see older John in the episode, and let me start off by saying I don't care much for older John. It's kind of they want him to be stoic, but the dude is too stoic and doesn't show any emotion besides a little smile. I mean, I get it. I'm that type of person too, but at least when I'm talking to someone in my life, I would show some type of emotion. We find out that Hal is training John to be a Green Lantern. Hal decided to take off his ring, pretty much saying, you want this ring, don't you? Bails out of the car they are in, leaves John there to use the ring, which he does and survives. We don't see him actually do that. We see him put on the ring and then nothing else after that. We just see John walking. He clearly doesn't want to be Green Lantern because he shit talks his suit and the Lantern Corps right while I'm talking to John at a bar. Let's see. Later on in the episode, he does that. He gets a message from John saying that his power ring, Hal's power ring, sent him a message and telling him to go to Nebraska. So he goes and leaves John. Hal leaves John in Nebraska, in where he was before, by the way, which is crazy. We meet the sheriff, by the way, and the sheriff is one of those characters that they try to make strong, but they just come across as being like a bitch or an asshole. I do not like the sheriff at all. You're gonna hear me talk at great nauseum about how much I very much dislike the sheriff. Okay.
Remember this?
So anyway, they're talking on the bleachers because this is like a shootout at a people died at a game, which is why John is in Nebraska. A high school game.
There's something seriously wrong.
Hal pretty much tells the sheriff that it was an alien that did this, not a real human. The sheriff obviously doesn't believe him and just shits on him again.
You can bet there are women in the back right now shaking in their boots.
I mean, I get it. She's a sheriff, but I don't like how the sheriff is portrayed so far. Okay. Let's see. But it turns out he was right. Before that scene, by the way, the sheriff pretty much tells them to fuck off and not derail the investigation. Can you tell I'm not a fan of the sheriff yet? Still? Okay, let's see what we're talking about. They investigate and see someone acting suspicious, and Hal just out of nowhere assumes that that is the alien, which, as I said earlier in the review video, he is right.
And I wouldn't at all be surprised.
We have a little chase scene, a very slow chase scene.
She's approaching this match the same as she would if the title was on
A very where the alien criminal is running. John is running after the alien character, and the sheriff is also running. Hal is nowhere to be seen. He's not even chasing them down. I guess because he's trying to train John, which is it's whatever. He is called, the sheriff is still a bitch before this when John starts to scope out the alien before he runs. And let's see. Hal wants to talk with the the alien is caught, sent to the jail cell. Hal wants to talk to the alien and pretty much gets into the bar fight earlier in the episode. I'll try and keep this brief. Okay, what else? That was captured. He gets, but as I say, he gets into a fight. The sheriff is still a bitch and somehow gets mad at John because Hal got himself arrested to get locked up and talk to the alien, which doesn't really make sense. I should get mad at John. We get a whole ass interrogation scene. I mean, we get a whole ass interview before the interrogation scene. I know I'm jumping around a lot. Not interview, Hal's court arraignment, where he gets off pretty much. Okay.
She goes for the cover, and she kicks out.
I forgot to mention in the bar, John sleeps with a character's wife in this. The one character finds out and doesn't really do anything about it, doesn't get mad, doesn't try and take a swing at John. He just doesn't care. In this same episode, we see a dude that hates aliens, which is not very subtle at all for what's going on.
I think she's trying to prove a point here.
But anyway, back to the interrogation scene. That character will come up, very important. The sheriff is still a bitch at the interview again. Insults Hal, who was interviewing the alien, and then calls him lonely to John. The alien pretty much threatens Hal to and tries to blow up and says that he's gonna blow up the Earth. The alien says the oath, which infuriates John. John hears something coming from the alien and says, "Is that beep?" Hal, I'm sorry. Hears something on the alien beeping, and he said, "Are you beeping?" So the alien really did have a bomb. Was the bomb? I should say, pretty intense scene.
Plenty of gas left.
The alien blows himself afterwards. The station, nobody dies, thank God, which is still odd because you see people walking outside near the station, and there are definitely cops in the station. We don't see anyone die. We don't hear nobody talk about someone dying. They just never really bring up that Hal in the episode shields them by putting a bubble ring around the alien before it explodes. One of the few times we actually see the power ring working. We only see the power ring working like 3 times in the whole entire episode, which this is probably going to be a show where the Green Lantern doesn't wear his suit, doesn't use his powers. It's pretty much like a the show wants to be pretty much a True Detective, where Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey's characters, basically. I'm guessing John is supposed to be Matthew McConaughey's character, and Hal is supposed to be Woody Harrelson's character. I mean, they do make him tell jokes to be John. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of John in this episode. Or Hal, pretty much, but he's not as bad as John. The actor who plays John, I get it, he's supposed to be stoic, but as I said before, he doesn't like emote or doesn't even seem to care about what's going on, like, at all. People, writers today don't know how to make stoic characters, which is really wild. Okay, what else? Okay, yeah, my thoughts about this episode. I actually don't hate this episode, but it's not the best episode on the show. But anyway, we get a flash forward where we see Hal has been killed, and that's the end of the episode. I don't know if I'm going to continue watching the show. This the next review will definitely be shorter if I do get back to the show, which I probably will or will not.
Look at her go.
But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll probably do more of these.
Huge victory here in one-on-one action.
Probably do more playing the wrestling games because the Dragon Ball Z games kind of hard to focus on those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. My reviews will get better, I promise you guys. It's Jordan Immortalmisfit. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for y'all. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the gameplay and all that good shit. I'm out. Peace.